Well, good morning, people. I thought I would give you a treat and read to you one of the poems out of my latest book called Ravings of a Sane Man. And the poem I want to read this morning is one I wrote called The Soldier. It's in a section in this book of poetry on called Fables. In this book, you will find fables and you will find poems about loss and uh, praise and worship and depression and humor and just the kind of a snapshot of different pieces in my whole life. So here it is, The Soldier. A man in the hospital lay, a Marine who had fought real hard. With regret, the doctor did say, "You're crippled and forever scarred." Now fear upon his mind did prey, a fiery blast his conscience marred. Another lay in the next bed, someone like him burned head to toe. Both were lucky not to be dead, recovery would be real slow. By tubes and IVs they were fed, but they would live, they both did know. The other's wife came softly in, quietly, while he was sleeping. With trembling hands and quaking chin, she lifted a bandage, peeping. Aghast at his silicone skin, in her throat her heart was leaping. "I'm still so young," she was thinking. His gruesome wounds did her appall. From the horror she was shrinking. She couldn't cry, she faced the wall. Touched her wedding band, unblinking, removed the ring and let it fall. The Marine watched the young wife flee. He thought, what would his own wife do when his injuries she'd see? That trouble I won't put her through. I'm better off dead, she'd agree. Quickly a dark depression grew. With all the strength he could apply, at his life support he did tear. Now he only wanted to die, to spare them both from this nightmare. And let her as a widow cry. To her he thought this was more fair. With his IV line he fumbled, he pulled and pulled, but he was weak. Just when his will to live crumbled, he felt her kiss his wounded cheek. "You must move along," he mumbled, "and for another husband seek." She smiled at him with all her heart. "I thank God he spared your life, and from your side I will never part. It's you I love, I am your wife. I've always loved you from the start, just to ease your mind from all this strife. Please let me explain what I mean. My dear, my love for you remains. I wed you not for what is seen, but for the love your heart contains. Take my hand and upon me lean, for your healing my prayer campaigns." So she stayed with him day and night, and the Marine did as she bade. He let her love him through the fight, and soon his scars began to fade, and he quickly regained his might, and never more was he afraid. So the notes I have in this book called Ravings of a Sane Man, at the end of each poem I write a little something about why I wrote this poem. And on this one I said, inspired by a Bible teaching by Thurman Shrivner. Now there's a few of you out there who have been a part of that ministry through the years, and I know you appreciate this especially. And that was recently, so this is back right after 9/11. Inspired by a Bible teaching by Thurman Shrivner recently, where he used this story to open his sermon. I do not know who to give creative credit to, though, as he did not make this story up on his own. I borrowed the story from that teaching and put it to rhyme while adding some of my own twists. So I know the Rosenfelds, Ayesha and Susan Drakovich, I know you will appreciate this because you were at that teaching. At any rate, that's just a little something to bless you today from this book. So we will see you guys Sunday night at my next live video where we're teaching from the book of Acts. God bless.